class in preschool, our goal is to include all children in the classroom setting in order to promote acceptance amongst peers and provide an equal opportunity for all students to learn, no matter what their educational status is. With this being said, we have seen similar problem behaviors across each classroom that we would like to address. The two most common behaviors that we would like to target for decrease are fighting over toys and students engaging in tantrum behaviors. Our focus is during playtime, since this is when the behaviors are happening most. A team of BCBAs have observed the students and their behaviors in the classroom and have come up with two interventions. These are a social story and differential reinforcement of other behaviors using a token board. In this training video, we will be talking about the importance of each intervention and how they can be implemented. Differential reinforcement of other behaviors are also referred to as DRO. It is a type of intervention to decrease behaviors where desirable behaviors are reinforced. If the individual engages in the target behaviors for decrease, the individual is not reinforced. Token exchange, such as token boards or token economies, are a way in order to implement this kind of intervention. Token boards are the easiest to implement a DRO system.
Social stories is an intervention that can be implemented for those with autism spectrum disorder who may struggle with social situations. This method is used to provide a guideline for the individual to address a situation they may struggle with. Each story is created and individualized to the needs of the client. When creating a social story, using descriptive and directed sentences will help paint the picture of the social situation for the client. By including pictures or even video throughout the story, the client is able to make a connection to the real world and the story itself. By reading the story to the client before engaging in the social activity helps them use the cues from the story in real life. In the study conducted by Lomer et al. In 2002, they implemented a social story to help reduce target behaviors such as screaming and kicking. The results of the study showed that there was a decrease of the problem behaviors, and researchers suggest that based on the results, this implementation will be beneficial for the youth and those with autism.
The materials that are needed to implement the social story and DRO procedures are the following. For the social story procedure, a social story book is needed for each class. For the DRO procedure, you will need a token board for each class. The token board will have the student's name that will have spaces next to their name where they can earn tokens. You will also need a timer and reinforcers. The reinforcers will include pencils, erasers, and stickers, also fruit snacks. The materials that will be needed to collect data on the aggressive and tantrum behaviors include a momentary time sampling data sheet and a timer. The following are the steps to the two procedures. For the social story procedure, the teacher will read the social story to the class just prior to the play activity. The steps for the data collection are the following. As soon as the play activity begins, the teacher will set the timer at 1 minute. At the end of each minute, the teacher will look to see if the student is engaging in the aggressive or tantrum behavior at that moment. In the momentary time sampling recording form, the teacher will mark a plus sign by the student's name if the student is engaging in the target behavior, or mark a minus sign if the student is not engaging in the target behavior. For the DRO procedure, as soon as the play activity begins, the teacher assistant will have the time ready and set at 1 minute. The teacher assistant will observe the student's play and will add 1 token by the student's name every minute that the student does not engage in the tantrum and aggressive behavior. The students will have spaces next to their name where they can earn 1 token every minute. When the student earns 5 tokens, the student will earn 1 reinforcer of their choice.
Okay, Billy, before we play, we have to read a story.
Okay.
Okay, Billy, before we play, we have to read a story. Give me the toy. Thanks. Okay. I can share with friends. I like to play with toys at school. I can play by myself or with friends. Sometimes my friends play with toys that I like. Ask to play with toys with a nice voice, nice hands, and nice feet. A nice voice means I do not yell. Nice hands and feet mean I do not hit or kick my friends. If my friends say no, I can pick something else. I can share with my friends. All right, Billy, let's play. Here you go. All right. Nice job playing. We get a smiley face.
Social stories are used to build the skills that children need to engage in different social situations. Reminding a child of appropriate behaviors by reading it in a story form helps a child to have an understanding of how interactions with peers should go, and in turn will help reduce unwanted behaviors. DRO used with a token economy is a great way to reward children for the behaviors that we want to see. Breaking up entire play sessions into 1-minute time intervals allows the children to earn rewards and reminds them frequently that they are doing a good job.
Here is an overview of the procedures and how they will look in each classroom. The purpose of the protocols is to decrease problem behavior during peer play time. The goal is to also increase appropriate play behaviors like sharing, getting a peer's attention, and asking nicely for a turn. The increase of functional play will also allow more time for teaching other skills rather than spending time dealing with problem behaviors. Here are the steps for implementation. The teacher will read the social story before peer play begins. Then the teacher will use the timers and data collection sheet to take data using momentary time sampling. The students who are not engaging in tantrum or aggressive behavior will receive a token. Then tokens can be exchanged after 5 tokens are earned. Here are some final tips to ensure that the procedures run smoothly. Take time to talk about any issues the staff may have with the procedures. Discuss possible solutions and make modifications as necessary. To ensure that everyone is implementing the procedures correctly, staff should practice token implementation and reading the social story. Each classroom is responsible for alerting school administration that they are low on reinforcers. Teachers should request more program materials when they get lost or destroyed. All teachers have been sent a PDF of the copies of the program materials. Teachers should also make sure their students are motivated for the reinforcers available. If there are new toys or edibles that the class seems motivated for, add it as a reinforcer for the token economy. Here's